Hello and welcome to another episode of Life Lessons. Today's one is life lessons that driving has taught me about being in the now. It's the big buzzword, live in the now, we need to live in the now. There's Eckhart Tolle and all these amazing people about being present and where we are at now. But how do you do that? How do we do that? And an analogy is always a really good way of doing so. And I think that driving is one of those classic things that most of us do, or if we don't yet, we're not going to be too far away from learning how to do it. And it teaches us about how to be in the now. So you're driving along, okay? At the end of the day, you have to focus on what's happening now. What is that pedestrian going to do? What colour is that light going to be by the time I get to it? What's that car going to do? What's that truck doing? You know, which way is that person turning? So we're very much in the now when we're driving. If you are an anxious kind of person, they say that anxiety comes from too much thought into the future. And that's a little bit like you're driving. So to a degree, you're on a road and you're driving around, you kind of have to sort of allow and account for what might come around the corner. So you can't predict the future, but you're allowing for the future. But if you're thinking too much ahead, you're missing out on everything that is happening around you now. If you're driving, it's also not good for us. It's not good for us to constantly be in the future because we are never enjoying what's here. We might have this beautiful beach that we're driving past and forests on the right, and it's glorious. I mean, we live in New Zealand, but we're so busy thinking about what's around the corner, we lose the sense of now. There's also, they say, that if you are depressed, and I have suffered, put my hands up if you've suffered depression, yes I have. It was a lot of years ago, and they say that depression comes from the past. With my past, I'm not surprised that maybe I did fall victim to it. And it's true, it's the same thing. If you're driving along in your car and you're not in the now and you're not looking in the future, so you're not anxious, or maybe you are looking in the future, but you're also looking in the past. Your past is the rear view mirror. If you are constantly looking in your rear view mirror, how are you going to make sure that you're driving in the now? Right? Because you can't do all three at once. You cannot be looking in your rearview mirror to the past, what's coming up behind you, what's going to creep up behind you. But you do have to flick there, and what's happened behind you and in your past has a lot to do with what's happening. So for example, you're driving along and someone's going to overtake, you can see them roaring up, let them go. You can see that something from behind you that is going to go into your future. At the same time, you just need to be in the now, and you also need to be a little bit aware of the future. So if you're sort of struggling about anxiety, depression, and you know that you're not in the now, just stop and go, what is around me right now? I have this great dress on, and I've got a friend who's helping me with my YouTubes. I'm in King Size Studios in Great Lynn, in Auckland, a beautiful little city, on a public holiday. I have the right to speak. I'm a woman. There are so many amazing things about right now, about right this moment. So remember, a little bit behind, be aware of it, a little bit in the future, be aware of it, but your best bet is to drive in the now. Until next time, hope that helps. Mwah.